How many of you have ever shared a dream with someone only to feel like the moment you said it out loud, the fire inside you dimmed just a little? Ladies, gentlemen, family, let me tell you something you not want to hear, but need to hear. Your dream is not public property. It is not a discussion topic, not a debate, not a casual conversation for the break room. Your dream is sacred ground, and not everyone deserves access to it. Think about it like this. When a farmer plants a seed, he doesn't dig it up every day to show people, look, it's growing. No, he covers it. He waters it in private. He protects it from the elements and from curious hands that might crush it before it even breaks the surface. Your goals are the same. They need time underground in the silent season where no one's opinions can uproot them before they've taken hold. I know the temptation. You get excited. You want validation. You want someone to say, yes, that's amazing. You're going to do great. But here's the truth. Every time you share your dream with the wrong person, you give them permission to speak into it. And not everyone has the vision to see what you see. Some will call it impossible. Some will call it pride. Some will smile to your face and then whisper doubt when you walk away. Proverbs 29 verse 25 says, the fear of man is a snare. And that's exactly what happens when you keep running your dreams by people who aren't assigned to your destiny. You start to fear their judgment more than you trust God's promise. You start to measure your steps by their reactions instead of his voice. So start today by doing this. Stop talking. Not forever, but long enough for the seed to grow roots. Let your actions speak before your words do. Let people be surprised when the harvest comes. Let them say, wait, when did that happen? Because the truth is, some blessings are only birthed in silence. Choose silence today. Choose the underground season. And watch what God does when you stop giving your pearls to those who can't recognize their worth. How many of you have ever told someone your dream only for them to immediately tell you all the reasons it won't work? Family, let's get real for a second, dang. Not every door is supposed to open for you. And that's a good thing. Some of you are frustrated because you keep knocking on doors that God never intended for you to walk through. You're sharing your vision with people who don't have the key to your future, and then you're confused when they respond with resistance. But what if I told you that their doubt isn't blocking your blessing, it's protecting it? Think of it like this. When a storm comes, the trees that survive aren't the stiff ones. They're the ones that know how to bend. They don't resist the wind. They move with it. And in the same way, when people shut the door in your face, when they tell you no, when they act like they don't see your vision, that's not rejection. That's redirection. God is bending you away from what wasn't meant for you so you can stand tall when the right door finally swings open. I need you to understand something. Closed doors are not a sign of failure. They're a sign of favor. Every no you receive is God's way of saying, I have something better. But here's the problem. Some of you keep trying to pick the lock on doors God has already sealed. You're wasting time explaining yourself to people who don't have the authority to approve what God has already ordained. Proverbs 16 verse 9 says, a man's heart plans his way, but the Lord directs his steps. That means your job isn't to convince people. Your job is to prepare. Stop announcing your move to people who aren't walking with you. Stop seeking validation from those who haven't even figured out their own path. The right people won't need a speech. They'll recognize your calling before you even say a word. So today, I need you to do this. Stop knocking on the wrong doors. Stop handing your vision over to people who don't understand it. And most of all, stop mistaking silence for stagnation. Just because you're not hearing applause doesn't mean God isn't working. Some of the most powerful moments in your life will happen behind closed doors, where no one is watching, no one is cheering, and no one but God knows what he's building in you. Choose trust today. Choose divine redirection. And when the right door finally opens, you won't have to say a word. Your harvest will speak for itself. How many of you have ever gotten so excited about a promise that you started celebrating it before it even happened? Listen, I get it. Faith sees the invisible, and there's a holy confidence that comes when God gives you a vision. But somewhere along the way, we've confused confession with carelessness. We've turned divine promises into social media captions before they've had time to take root. And family, we've got to talk about this. Just because it's yours doesn't mean it's ready. Let me break it down like this. When a woman is pregnant, she doesn't announce it the moment she thinks she might be expecting. She waits. She lets the seed grow in secret until the timing is sure. Why? Because not every flutter in the spirit is a full-term promise. Some things need time to develop before they can survive outside the womb of your private faith. But some of you will be your greatest. You're sharing the gender before the pregnancy test even dries. You're naming babies God hasn't finished knitting together. And then you're heartbroken when what you proclaim prematurely doesn't come to pass. Here's the hard truth on: not everyone who claps for your promise is praying for it to happen. Some people are just watching to see if you'll look foolish. Others are keeping score, waiting for you to stumble. And the enemy, oh, he loves when you broadcast your blessings too soon, because now he knows exactly where to attack. Ecclesiastes 3:7 says there's a time to keep silence and a time to speak. But we've turned our breakthroughs into breaking news instead of treating them like sacred bread, something too holy to pass around to every curious hand. Remember David. He was anointed king years before he ever wore the crown. But what did he do in between? He stayed in the fields. He served in the shadows. He let God prepare him in private before promoting him in public. So starting today, I need you to do this. Protect your promise like a pregnant woman protects her belly. Stop letting people touch what God is still forming in you. Stop giving play-by-plays of battles that aren't finished. Your testimony is coming, but it's not a teaser trailer, it's a season finale. Let the story unfold before you start handing out spoilers. Choose patience today. Choose holy restraint. And when God finally births what he promised, the celebration will be so loud, you won't even have to say a word. I know many of you are tired of talking, ready for your life to finally make the noise for you. Oh, family, we've arrived at the sweetest part. This is where the seeds you've been silently watering break through the soil. This is where closed doors you stopped knocking on suddenly swing open on their own. This is where your patience meets God's power. And what was once a whispered dream becomes a shout the whole world can hear. Your harvest season doesn't need your explanation. It defies every prediction. Let me show you something beautiful. A farmer never argues with people about his crop. He doesn't post updates arguing. Just wait, you'll see. He simply tends the field until the fruit is undeniable. And one morning, when the stalks are heavy and golden, the same people who doubted him show up asking, how did you do this? That's the power of letting your work speak. That's the glory of a testimony no one can debate because it's already happened. Some of you have been waiting for this moment, the moment when your obedience meets God's timing. And suddenly, what you once begged people to believe becomes what they can't ignore. But here's the key. You had to go through the silent season to get here. You had to stop defending the vision and start living it. You had to stop announcing your moves and start making them. And now your life isn't just a statement, it's a sermon. Proverbs 12 verse 14 says, from the fruit of their lips people are filled with good things, and the work of their hands brings them reward. Notice, the reward comes from the work, not the words. The proof was always in the planting, not be your greatest, not the proclaiming. That business you didn't post about every step, it's thriving now. That healing you stopped arguing with doubters over, it's evident now. That calling people said was too big for you, it's unfolding now. Because while they were talking, you were growing. So today, I need you to do this. Let your life preach. Stop collecting opinions and start collecting outcomes. Stop asking for permission to be great and start showing people what greatness looks like. The world doesn't need more people who can talk about their dreams. It needs more people who can show them. This is your call to actioning from now on. Measure your success by your obedience, not your announcements. Let your harvest be so loud it mutes every critic. Let your growth be so undeniable It converts your doubters. And when they ask how you did it, just smile and say, God was working while I was silent. The mic is yours now. Family, drop it and let your life do the talking.